All right, everyone, welcome back. Okay, so not a whole lot has changed in my game. Still pretty standard, pretty happy. We have a classic Benoni structure. I'm going to go e4, f3 at some point, so I'm looking pretty good, I would say. Not too concerned. The other games, I mean, Fabiano, as usual, has some kind of 30-move line prepped. It's very clear that there's some kind of really deep line that he's probably looked at a million times with like Stockfish or Leela. So, I mean, I think Magnus is probably okay, but I think it's going to be a long grind. If anything, I would say Fabiano is the one who's going to have the chances because he's going to play for d4, try to break in the center. I don't really think Magnus is going to be able to go d5 because he also has some slight queenside weaknesses with the queen on b3 targeting b7 and e6. And if you ever go b6, there's always some queen c4 to hit the knight and both pawns. Obviously, I can't draw the arrows because I don't have a mouse. So I would say, if anything, Fabiano's got good chances. Probably the question is, how deep does this prep go? Does it go out like 3-4 more moves, or does it go out like another 10 moves? Very, very unclear, hard to judge. But I really do like Fabiano's position. The other game I'm actually very confused by because, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the same position that Ali Reza had against Fabiano early in the tournament. I mean, maybe the king went to d1 instead of f1 or something, but it looks very similar, if not identical. And so I'm confused, first of all, why Ali Reza was so slow. But then I'm also confused what Ding is doing. So if somebody's made a mistake here, and I don't know who it is, my instinct tells me that more likely than not, probably Ding has confused a move order or something's gone wrong. Just based on the general body language, he looks very nervous and unsure of himself. So I'm guessing that Ding's made a mistake and he's already in some trouble potentially down the road. I assume he's going to have to go bishop d3, takes, queen b5, queen d3. And I mean, we'll see what happens, but it feels to me like Ali Reza, if anybody, is going to be the one who's better. I also think in the game between Fabiano, somehow I always feel like the king went to f1 and not d1. And so I think probably Ding confused an order, probably played the wrong sequence of moves. And I think he's probably just a little bit worse. That's just my guess for first glance of the position. Obviously hard to judge. But we'll see what happens there. So I would say Ali Reza probably is a promising position so far. And yeah, it's pretty normal. And I mean, for I guess a third time in 4 games, I'm very bored at the start, where it seems like I'm better prepared than my opponent on the back of just playing the candidates and everything else. So it's nice to be able to blitz out the moves, but it also makes it very boring because sometimes you want to actually sit and think versus just like wandering around and thinking about stocks and everything that has nothing to do with chess. So on the one hand, it's good. On the one hand, it's bad. But you know, that's just how chess goes sometimes. So that's life. But I'm sure I'll have more to say probably in the next few moves in my game, because probably something very exciting will happen or it'll become very boring. And yeah, I'll probably say something more. So that's it for now.